Hi, how you all doing, everyone? My name is False Shadow 101, as most of you all know me. Some people just call me Shadow. I've been known as Shadow Wolf, and most importantly, y'all can call me Levi if you really want. That's my go by. But we're doing a soundboard tutorial today. I'm going to show you guys how to do streaming soundboards. Simple setup. It can be done cheap. It can be done professional. It can be done with just a plug-and-play microphone. There's multiple ways to do it. I'm going to show you a simple, standard setup that you can adapt to whatever you want to do. And we're going to go ahead and show you how I have it all running. What you guys do is what you guys do. You guys can take all my information, twist it to what you want. I am doing this live on Twitch. When this video is recorded, it's live. So if I'm answering people's questions, I will repeat their question to you so that you hear what they're asking and then you understand what I'm answering. So we are going to run a nice little soundboard tutorial for you, and I will show you my professional setup that I have somewhat done. And my camera is not in focus again. Did that fix it? I do apologize for the camera. For some reason it doesn't want to behave, but that's fine as we can get away with this. I think it's just the lighting more than anything else. But we're going to run it. We're going to get it going, and we're going to see how well this works. But first thing is first. I'm going to show you some very special components you're going to need, starting with the soundboard. Now, on the soundboard itself, this is what I'm using right here. And that's because I have a very special purpose for my soundboard system. Therefore, I'm using this Pro FX 8-channel. This is only because I am actually trying to run my own. I'm trying to run something special with having enough lines open to do instruments, like being able to plug in a guitar, plug in my acoustic electric guitar, my acoustic electric bass, run other multiple audio sources into it for different combinations, at the same time while allowing me one output to stream. Now, this thing does cost $200, $220 right here on Prime, but like I said, you can go down to whatever you want. 4-channel. As long as you have 2 channels, at least 2 channels, you can do what I'm showing you. Now, you would prefer to have 3 channels, at least 3 channels at all times, and I will show you why when I go through my setup. I will show you why you should always at least have 3 channels on your setup, and this would work because it has a 4-channel setup. Therefore, you can use a 3-channel run on this, and it would work. This would let you do it. Because technically it's 1, 2, 3 channels plus a monitor. As you can see, it says monitor. Well, it's under my name, so you can't really see. There it is. It says monitor in the bottom right-hand corner there. That's gonna be very important, and you'll see why. But you always want at least 3 channels, so you can do a 2-channel plug-in and make it run. I will show you, and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. It'll show itself. But this is the soundboard you can get. This is what I'm using right now because of what I'm wanting to do in the long run, what my goals are. This is what I'm using. But we're going to go ahead and show you exactly how my setup is going. Then I'll show you some of the different parts I'm using. First things first. These red and black cables are adapters to let me run find one that's not tied down. Shoot, they're all tied down. Here, I'll show you the other ends. It's to let me run 3.5 millimeter jacks into a soundboard that takes 1/2 inch jacks. Or quarter inch, I'm sorry, quarter inch. I'm reading the wrong thing again, sorry. To let you take 1/4 inch jacks. Now, I understand my video is going to be a little blurry. I get that. I'm sorry. I did try and fix it. Whatever I did obviously didn't work. I can't get it to focus. But you need these particular items in order to adapt in your components from your PC, because your PC runs in 3.5 millimeter jacks, and those are usually only about $4. These are $4.45. I paid $5 flat a piece for them, and I bought 3. Depending on what soundboard you're needing will depend on what number you need. You can also buy them, as you can see here, with a 3.5 millimeter jack on them, rather than just a simple receptacle for a female. This is the female 3.5 millimeter adapter is what I bought. Mostly for the fact that it was $1 cheaper, and in all honesty, I already had a bunch of 3.5 millimeter cables to run everything I was wanting to do. So you can do that, but you need a TRS. TS to TRS HOSA adapter. This is what you need, because it's got to be a left and right splitter for audio. It's got to take your millimeter, your little adapter here, and split it into left and right audio, which is why it's red and black. Now, it's ring and tip separated. Your soundboard, you may have to play with it being left and right backwards on your soundboard to get it to come out, because as you transfer from your PC to your soundboard, then back to your PC, you flip the analog signal 3 times, I swear. And so it doesn't flip back. It goes 180, 180, and then 180 again somewhere in the middle of it. I don't know where the crossover happens, but somewhere it flips your analog twice on top of the initial flip of going into your soundboard. So your left and right can come out backwards when you first run this. All you got to do is swap your left and right outputs on your primary cable, which I will show you that in a minute. And then that will fix that problem. I went through it. I spent forever going through it, and I found that to be the best solution. Just flip your left and right. It'll play left and right on your PC just fine. It's because there's a third flip somewhere, third conversion somewhere in the system that's reversing your audio. You're reversing your analog wave before it goes digital the wrong way. 'Cause this is an analog soundboard. I got it because it's analog. I like analog. I know how to work with analog. It's my systems. But we're going to go over it. So first thing you need to see is it's very, very simple. I'm actually going to have to do this, aren't I? Give me one second. I wasn't actually expecting to have to do this, but it's going to force me to. I am legitimately going to have to hold my microphone as I do this. So I'm only going to have one free hand to point things to you here. But let me show you a few things here. This right here, if you can, let me set my audio up a little higher. There we go. This piece right here is an XLR cable. XLR, male to female, that goes straight to my microphone. This guy. Just a standard condenser. Nothing fancy, nothing insane. It runs my microphone, and it goes on its own individual channel here, so you can control how loud it is, if you can hear me or not. I got to run it to its own channel, so that I can control that audio separately. And I'm going to get into some more advanced details in a minute here, but we're going to go over some basic plugs here. You have these XLR inputs that are great for microphones, instruments, MIDI devices. If you don't know what a MIDI is, don't worry about it. Not necessary at all for you to know. That's for advanced people who want to do, like, electric drums, digital soundboards, or not soundboards, sorry, digital recording devices, digital sound devices, things like that. That's what the MIDIs are for, and that's what these XLRs are normally used for. But it's also great to use a microphone that takes XLR cable, as you can see. There's no USB on my cable, for the simple fact that it makes it so much easier and so much cleaner. You got a nicer sound. It's crisp. It's nice. If you get a good condenser, a good quality, plugging it through XLR will give you the best sound. If you use an adapter to USB, you're going to lose a lot of your ability, because your condensers run on an analog waveform, not a digital on-off. They run on an analog ribbon wave, as I used to call it. And therefore, it uses certain highs and lows at different levels of that tone, whereas digital is just on, off. There's no curve. There's no degrading and just smooth transitioning. It's all just insane. But so we were trying this. I also have channels for all my different audio sources coming out of my PC, and then I have a primary audio source right here on main going into my computer. This primary source right here. I'm sorry if you feel like you're offended because of my middle finger, but this is how I point. It is habit. I'm sorry. Just don't worry about it. This right here is how I run all my audio to my PC, all the way in the back of my PC. It follows these cables in the back. I really can't show you the back of the cables because they're all wound up in a bundle and hanging on a hanger to keep it away from my feet on the bottom. So I will just be explaining to you, maybe showing you a couple of these cables. But the biggest thing is this piece right here. These rigs right here. And where they go, I can explain easy enough. And your PC is usually the same color coding as mine. If not, you should be able to look it up and see exactly which port you plug it into based on your PC specs. Now, I do have the Twitch channel pulled up on my monitor over here so I can see what I'm telling you. I also have my, as you can see here above, this is my Amazon page. I have multiple tabs up there for multiple components. I'm going to show you all of them. And my camera just went, whoa. I think my camera's been drinking. It's been on a binge. Okay, there it goes. I'm using a makeshift stand out of a game board that's not open, so it's stable-ish, but slippery, as you saw. But the biggest thing here we got to go over is how you set these up with my setup. I've had people ask me about my setup. They like how it sounds. They like how I can balance everything, and they want to know how and why. And I told them I've been making this video to show them exactly that. Step 1. Hook up a soundboard of any kind. Now, I'm not going to go through all the plugins, and plug-outs because I'm using the soundboard. I don't have a spare. I don't have an old one because I don't have an old one. I wish I did. I wish I had my old one still that I used to have. But anyway, you can use these inputs, which is this right here. These adapters right here. And I'll show you with this channel. You have these adapters. I'm going to switch it over to full screen. I just screwed that because I'm an idiot. You can use these. It's an adapter. Lets you take your, as you can see up here in the top here. This is wound so tight in its, there it goes. It's an adapter. It's all this. 3.5 millimeter female. And lets you run them into a left and right audio. Left and right. Now that's how it's supposed to be. Now, my primary audio sources in output, which I will show you in a few minutes, are backwards in how they're plugged in because the left and right don't line up outside because, as I said, there is a converter that flips analog to digital, but it flips it at 180 for some odd reason. It flips at 180 coming in and 180 going out. Well, my PC input flips another 180 for audio coming in. I believe that's what's going on. I can't guarantee it, but you can use these for your microphone if you have a USB microphone or a 3.5 millimeter microphone like some of the Yetis. I think they go 3.5, not XLR. You can use one of these to plug it in if you have an older soundboard like this style. And you just plug it in the left. Left goes in left. Right goes in right. Now, as this is a multi-channel soundboard, these are multi-channel lanes. This is technically channel 7 and channel 8 that I'm plugging these into here. But that's channel left is channel 7 and right is channel 8. You can use this to balance and mix multiple instruments that have more of a left stage sounding and more of a right stage sounding is how these are meant to be. This is for mostly recording studios or sound systems at like a church. For those of you who know how the soundboards at church, this is the same similar setup they have. That's where I first learned soundboards. So I'm running on some of that same terminology. But as you can see, I pulled the wrong cord. That's not what I thought it was when I pulled it. Sorry, that was my webcam's cord. I'll be putting the webcam back on the computer and showing you my ugly, horrid face in a little bit. Don't worry about it. But one major thing I have noticed when I was first setting this up and rigging it was my microphone. For you to hear my microphone, it has to go through channel. But then I can't control my desktop's audio, like my games, the sound. The audio doesn't come out. I can't hear the game sounds separate from this microphone right here. So I went in here into another channel. And this this line right here, this one right here, these two, this adapter is another input, obviously, because it's an input. These are all inputs. None of these are outputs. These are all inputs. Let's label that right now. My computer speakers run here. This is my computer speaker cord. Obviously, this is the adapter to it, but it's on the other end of it. This is my computer speaker. I have it running into this channel. And my speakers run, obviously, in their own channel here. I can control their audio. I'm pointing at the wrong one. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's this one. I'm sorry. These two have their own purposes. I'll show you in a minute. This is my computer audio. So I plugged my speakers into the soundboard directly with an adapter. I got 3.5 millimeter into a 1/4 inch adapter, left and right splitter. And now I have my PC audio running on their own channel. And because the PC audio is on its own channel, I can adjust. If the game's a little loud, I can bring the game down, but my voice won't change. I don't have to go into settings off to another screen. I don't have to alt-tab out of the game to lower its volume. I can keep playing at my high speed that I'm running and just reach over real fast and just do a tap, 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 tap. Audio drops down. What's going on, Boo? Thanks for the lurk. I will not be saying any more of those. I just realized I'm recording for YouTube, so I will not be saying that kind of stuff. I apologize. But I hope you stick around and notice some of this. So I run my PC audio directly through here. And for those of you who joined late, I will be rerunning this on YouTube, and I will be linking it to the Discord. So there'll be plenty of places to find it. I have totally got to fix my camera again. All right, maybe that'll help it look a little more clean. And so I can control its audio level. Now, all the audio in the soundboard are going out the master control. That's going back to my PC, and I will get to that when I get down to that side of the board. But this channel right here, I leave empty because this is technically the high Z, which is more instruments kind of a setting, because this is more orientated for like guitars and high-end instruments and recording. So I leave this channel empty for me personally because I do plug my guitars into it. And I'm going to start using them on my streams during downtime, breaks, between games, and just start kind of strumming some tunes for you and kind of recording my own music. So I need to have this channel open for me. But you can fill it up with your microphone, your PC out, however you want to lay this out. Also, on the very bottom of the soundboards, I don't have it done because I never remember to do this. You can put a piece of masking tape. It's that yellowish tape people put along the bottom when they're painting. They cover things up with it. You can put a strip of that here and Sharpie label what each channel is for so you know what they're all for. For me, this is the basic setup I've used for years, so it's fully memorized. I've only had a few mistakes when I tried to do new channels. So that's that. Let's get back up to these here. So you run your PC audio's you run your PC audio, your speaker output here. And you make sure it's your default on your PC, because this is going to be your default computer audio right here. I'll show you some advanced stuff with Discord as well. So don't worry. I'll show you Discord, and TeamSpeak can be done the exact same way, but I'm going to use Discord because that's what everyone uses these days. And you have your audio running here. So this lets me control my computer audio and my microphone to make sure they're balancing each other out, and I'm not overpowering one with the other from a simple just slide or turn knob, depending on, you could be using a turn knob on your soundboard instead of a slider. I like sliders because I'm old school. I know that. I don't seem like I'm that old, but guess what? I'm turning 29 this year, and people who know me in real life think I'm actually turning 40 because of how I talk and the way I treat things. I'm just very old inside, and that's a story you'll never get to hear from me because I don't know any of you that well. I keep pushing this cord with my palm. It's pulling my webcam down. There we go. So I have another audio line. This one runs to a new adapter. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I don't have it on me personally. I use an Xbox controller instead, but it's the same concept. Let me show you what that one runs to. That one goes to, pulled up here. Where did I put it? That runs to one of these. These are a USB to audio adapter. They let you run an audio source, a whole new audio source to your PC. See, mine didn't do it again. but I'm not using any sound off my PC, so I didn't notice. And I have an Xbox controller in its place right now because I don't have one of these cable creations yet. I need to get one because I want my Xbox controller available for other things. I have to keep taking my Xbox controller, plugging it in the loop in place of this. This will let you plug a audio source into your computer and open up a new audio source like the Xbox is right here. It's a second audio out on your PC. So I can set some things to it like Discord. Let me show you this. On Discord, if you go into your user settings, you go into your voice and video, output for Discord. So if I'm actually running, like I'll show you in my personal Discord here, the 501st, that's me, baby. Anyway, if I'm in general chat and I'm in general chat, if I'm running with multiple people, as you can see, it's lighting up. They can hear me. Now, if they're talking, they are going to go straight to this channel right here. This is where their sounds are going to come out of. So I got them on their channel, so I can balance them. If they're starting to yak really loud or scream because if it's scary or something, I can turn them down without changing the game audio. It's on its own channel. I can control their volume and how loud they are on my stream and how loud I hear them in my headphones. And I'll show you that when I get to how the outputs are connected. I'll show you how that works. This is just the inputs right now. We'll get to outputs next. And I will show you the back of the soundboard's outputs a little bit. I can put them on their own slider. So I can control how loud they are, how I hear them. And I can control how loud they hear me on a separate channel. We'll get there in a second. But I have them on their own slider. And that allows me to balance this out very, very well. Now, another thing you might notice is there is another set of cables running up on my soundboard. Another set of black and red adapters. And you're probably asking, what are these for? What's this channel for? I have a Discord audio so I can have my teammates on an audio channel by themselves, so I can control how loud they are in my ear. If they're quiet, I can turn them up a little more. If they're a little loud, I can turn them down without going through settings and leaving my game and alt-tabbing out and risking a crash. So what would I have on this channel? What do I have this one for? Why is there another adapter? Why is it plugged into another 3.5mm adapter, taking off behind the desk that you can't see where it goes because it comes up over here and actually sneaks down the side? And I'll show you in a second. But now we'll say that for part 2. This is only part 1. I got to do this in increments because YouTube has restrictions as I'm not a subscribed, paid, whatever they call it. But we will pick that up in part 2. Thanks for watching part 1. We will do part 2 here shortly.